All right. We have quite a few people joining us right now. I'm assuming that means that the plenary just ended, but we can go ahead and get started so that we're not too behind. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. My name is Alden. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be monitoring this session on behalf of the convening planning team. So if you need any tech support or if something hurtful or harmful arises over the course of this session, I am here to guide us through navigating that. So please feel free to message me if you have any concerns or problems with technology. And I will be sending our community agreements in the chat, and I will also be sending the link to our wellness room where Kate, our wellness facilitator, will be able to help you breathe, ground yourself, or talk through any difficult feelings. And now I'm going to pass it off to Katie. Oh, quickly, thank you, Artie, for being here from Pro Bono ASL. We're very grateful to have you and your services with us.
Thanks, Alden, and hey, everybody, welcome. We are going to hear from Gary Harrell today, who is a JAC Network artist. My name is Katie, and I serve on the JAC Board of Directors, and so I want to welcome you here today. I'll read you a bio from Gary, and then we'll play some audio of his interview while we are looking at his art together. Gary Harrell is an artist currently living in the Bay Area after his release from San Quentin State Prison. While incarcerated, he became a prolific artist and printmaker, best known for his use of stippling, lino cuts, and selective coloring to create vivid portraiture. Harrell's work has been featured in numerous museums and galleries, most recently including the PS1 exhibition marking time, Art in the Age of Mass Incarceration at the Museum of Modern Art, curated by Nicole Fleetwood, who you may have seen in the last panel, and in the Museum of African Diaspora's digital exhibition. And this is a quote from Gary. Quote, "There are times when I've actually wondered if any of my work would receive recognition. Now my spirit is renewed, and I shall strive to maintain a high level of quality work now and in the future. My art is for the world to see, the wind blowing the trees, the perfection of beauty in one's eyes. Only you can see, frees me. I enjoy the peace I find when I'm doing art. It's a way of expressing myself that I can't do verbally." And I'm going to share my screen with you and play his interview.
Could you just introduce yourself in your own words, like as an artist?
The life is good and I'm happy to be free. I was incarcerated 45 years, so I was able to be free through my art. That's what happened with me. I got to do things a lot of people didn't.
Could you share about how you started making art? What type of art you like typically work with, and what your creative process or journey has been like?
My first art was collages, and Bobby Altman taught me how to do collages. And it's a thing, and it stayed with me for a long time about aesthetics, pleasing to the eye. So what I do is I create my background before I create the piece, because if I get a background that's interesting, I just get deeper off into my creation, and it turns out decent the majority of the times. I won't say every time, because then I'll be having a big head.
We talked a little bit about like the political statements in your art, and I was wondering if you could discuss those a little bit and kind of what role you think art plays in like movements for change.
History keeps repeating itself, and again, if you don't know better, you can't do better. But if you see it, it's like, wow, I don't want to be like that. That's a damn fool. There's things that you see that you know you don't want to repeat, and there's things that we all do as human beings that we know we could do better, and that's what kind of catches me about doing whatever I do. But if you don't see it, if nobody talks about it or shove it under the rug, you're not going to see it. You're not going to discuss it. It's just like the pink elephant. Nobody wants to talk about the pink elephant, but it's sitting in the room. And the pink elephant is racism. You know, are you going to continue to be racist or not? But if silence because betrayal. If you don't say anything about it, because I'll be doing the same thing everybody else, you say nothing.
There's a couple of work that's in the JAC exhibit that do this like confrontation of just like depicting social issues, political issues, and I just would love to talk specifically about like the symbolism or the imagery in them, in particular, misjudge justice.
Well, that is it's the lady of the evening, and that appears to be of him. And with people that don't know looking at him, that's what it could be. That's what I'm saying, misjudge justice. You don't know who people are until you talk to the individual and see who they are. Instead of judging them, get to know them. It's so easy to look at that picture and get caught off and carried away into something you don't know about. But you already labeled it and said it was something else. And I'm saying give the people a chance. That's what my state of mind is right there. If you give the people a chance, they might surprise you. They may even go beyond their dreams.
The detail and the way that you use pointillism and the way that you use patterns is always just like so engaging and exciting visually. And I was wondering if you could talk about why you're drawn to that kind of mark making or those kind of visuals.
Well, it's a learned technique, and people think it's difficult, but it came easy to me, and I start liking it, and I start doing it, and I don't think I do it enough. And you have to show whatever it is to whoever it is. If it's a house, you got to show people it's a house. If it's a car, you got to show people it's a car. If whatever it is, and how you interpret life is how it should be displayed.
I had a kind of similar question about color, because I feel like that's another like really big part of your work is just like in American Dream, there's just really exciting like blues and purples swirling together, and then the green grass is not just green, but it's like green and yellow and brown.
That's a season for every region when you see me doing that. And then the grays are like winter, the fall, the spring, the summer, and how the trees respond to different times of the year. That's what that's about when I do that. I'm giving people a journey on life. And when you see it, you can envision it or not. But that's the way I see it, seeing it through my eyes. That's how I see the world. It's a beautiful place.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, have a great rest of your day. Bye.
And you do the same. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for being here today and for looking at the art of Gary Harrell. I'm going to include a link to our current exhibition, Inside and Out, in the chat, where you can actually purchase some of Gary's art if you're interested. So please take a look at that. And also, if something in today's session inspired you, challenged you, or taught you something new, please share your support for the convening if you can by making a donation. Funds received during the convening will be put towards compensation for the presenters, prioritizing increased honorariums for carceral system impacted presenters. And I will be sending that link in the chat right now. And thank you so much for being here. Be sure to check out our open space and all of our other programming today. And I hope to see you in some other sessions.
I'm going to go ahead and hop on another one right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Artie.
Have a great day.
You too.
That was lovely. Thank you. I'm going to hop in another session.
Yeah, me too. Thank you, Alden, for hosting.
Oh,
Thank
Thank
you.
you. See you in the
Thanks,
next one.
Katie. Thanks, Alden.
Bye.